Following is a repeat show that was previously broadcast on Unity FM.
Assalamu alaikum and welcome to Parenting Hour. You're listening to Unity FM 93.5 here in the West Midlands and 105.1 if you're tuned into us on Inspire FM in Luton, Milton Keynes, Peterborough. Welcome to this evening's show. Welcome to wherever you're tuned in from in the UK or abroad. I'm sure some of you are tuned in on your app. Some people are probably listening to us on your way home in the car. We welcome you to join in this evening's show. As usual, we always value your contribution and value your phone calls. And it's great hearing from you. And we hope we will be able to hear from you again this evening. The number is 0121 772 8892. That's 0121 772 8892. And our studio managers will be able to get you into this live session this evening as we come to you from different parts of Birmingham, but live. The powerful use of technology these days, which is great, alhamdulillah. I've got a wonderful guest this evening, and we're going to be talking about Healthy Start. And you're probably wondering, what is Healthy Start? That could mean anything. And it could literally mean anything. But she's going to explain all of it to you. Her name is Kathleen. Welcome, Kathy.
Hi, Kathleen. Thank you for inviting me today.
You're welcome. It's great having you here indeed, and being part of our show and getting the information of Healthy Start to our communities who can spread it to whoever's not listening today, their spouses, their children, their parents, whoever it is that needs this information to be able to help them in their lives. Maybe before we explain Healthy Start, if you just tell us a little bit about yourself, Cassie.
Right. Well, yes, my name is Kathy Lee, and I work as a senior officer in the Children and Young People's team within Birmingham Public Health. So one of the projects that I lead is Healthy Start. So that's why I've been asked to come in here today and talk about the scheme, which generally supports pregnant women and families by giving them and their children a healthy start in life is what we all want.
Mm-hmm. Brilliant. We do want a healthy start, and it's a really good catchword. I mean, healthy start and healthy start in life. Mm-hmm. And we need to know what that literally means for our pregnant women and our children and our families and our dads as well, because it may be a dad that's listening in this evening. It may be that they can take some information for themselves, but also for their wives and their wife and their family as well. So can you explain to us a little bit about this whole project and Healthy Start, please?
Yeah. Well, I suppose maybe I'll give you a little bit of background as to why we're focusing on Healthy Start. Well, one of the reasons, because it was highlighted recently that each year in Birmingham, millions of pounds worth of Healthy Start funding goes unclaimed. So that means that thousands of eligible families are missing out on a benefit that offers them free fruit, vegetables, and milk. So in public health, what we did is we wanted to try and understand why families are not registering for the scheme. So we went out and we started talking to families, we started talking to frontline staff, health professionals, and we had quite a lot of feedback, but there were two themes that were generally identified. And one of those was there was a lack of understanding of what Healthy Start was, what it offers and how to claim. But also with Healthy Start, it includes vitamins, and a number of families were unsure as to where they could collect their Healthy Start vitamins and if there was a local distribution site. So we kind of focused on those two main areas. And to do that, one of the first things we did was we ran a citywide promotional campaign. And part of that was training professionals and, as I say, meeting communities and helping to raise the awareness. But I suppose what I need to sort of establish first is what is Healthy Start?
Mm.
So it's a government scheme, and it supports pregnant women and their families to eat well and to get vitamins they need for healthy development.
Mm-hmm.
And for families to register, what they need to do is they need to be eligible. They need to be at least 10 weeks pregnant,
Mm-hmm.
or have a child at least 1 year, but under 4 years. They must also be claiming benefits. So, for example, universal credit, income support, or child tax credit. If you're pregnant and you're under 18, you will be eligible regardless whether you claim benefits or not. And I just wanted to say one thing about this. This is one of the feedback I had from one of the discussions with a family. She was concerned about claiming Healthy Start because she thought it affected her benefit and her housing benefit. And it doesn't. Claiming Healthy Start doesn't affect any other benefits. So I just wanted to make people aware of that.
Mm-hmm. So really what we're focusing on here is our goal and our information we want to get out in Birmingham, although our Luton listeners, there may be a similar project in Luton, so it's worthwhile for you to find out on there as well, that we need our parents, our mums, to have that healthy start for themselves and their children. And if they are on benefits, which child support, one of the many benefits that you can be on, is that right?
Yeah,
one of them, that you are entitled to fruit, veg, and milk. And is that correct? Am I correct in saying that?
Well, what you will receive, you don't actually receive the fruit and veg, but what you will receive is you will receive you will receive money on a credit card. So you will receive £4.25 per child each week to spend on those items. So that would be the fruit, the vegetables, the milk, including first stage milk. And then what you also have, because of the added cost of newborns, then families with babies who are under 12 months, they will receive £8.50 per week until the baby's first birthday. And then after the first birthday, it goes down to the £4.25.
That's a really good support there, because we know how costly nappies are indeed, how babies can go through nappies. And even actually washing powder to wash the clothes, because you could have just changed them and then they've either pooed themselves or vomited out again. You have to change them all over again. So it takes money to buy washing powder and get it all done. So that's a really good support for parents. And you're saying that they're not aware of this, that they're not aware that they can actually claim this?
Yes, I think there's many families. I mean, Birmingham is doing quite well at the moment because there's been a lot of work done around this. And at the moment, Birmingham has a 68% uptake, which is good. Mm-hmm. That is good. But we're still missing families. So that, to equate to number of families, that means we're missing but just over 5,000 families are missing out on this scheme.
Wow.
Because we're such a large city that we have a large eligible cohort. So although 68% is not bad, it's still not good enough. We want it much, much higher than that. So those 5,000 families, and that's not, each family could have 2-3 children. So, the cost per year could be running into millions.
Wow.
So this is what we want to address, and we want to understand. We want families to let us know what it is that is stopping you accessing. Is it something other than what I've said? Is it more than that you don't understand how to apply, where to get your vitamins? So we need more information to be able to help people register.
Mm-hmm. So listeners, please do ring in if you've heard of this before or haven't heard of this before. And if you fit this criteria, or if you know somebody that fits this criteria, make a quick call to them now and then get them to ring in to know if they are actually benefiting from this free support that is here. The number again is 0121 773 772 8642, and I'm getting confused now. 772 I'm really confused. 772 I think I didn't take my vitamins today. You see what happens when you don't take your vitamins? Your brain's not thinking correctly. 772 That runs off the tongue so easily, and I was just forgetting it there. Please ring in on this number to have a chat with Kathy about what it is that you are entitled to. And maybe through this chat, you're not just helping yourselves, but helping other people that have a similar question, but are not able to ring in. This is really a lot of money that, Birmingham is providing for our families here. I wonder, is some of it, and maybe you don't know the statistics, is some of it because of language? Do you think that the messages are not getting out to our different communities in different languages?
Yeah. I mean, I think language is going to be a problem. I think another problem is last year, the program, because it's a national program, so it's not just Birmingham. The program went from a paper system to a digital system. So what that meant is anybody that was currently receiving Healthy Start would have to reapply online, and any new families would apply online. Now, we believe we've lost people along the way, that either they're not aware they have to re-register, maybe their paper vouchers have just stopped and they've thought, oh, I'm no longer eligible, or the service has stopped, and so maybe there's a lack of knowledge around that. But also there's a concern about digital poverty. Not everybody has access to computers, laptops. You can apply by phone, and I'll after this I'll tell you the methods that you can apply. You can apply on phone, but it will cost you. It's not a free phone number, and not everybody has enough usage. So we do believe that maybe the digital side at the application process may have affected uptake. And a number of the frontline services, a number of food banks, children's centres, the health professionals, they've all been really helpful, and they're helping families to register, either sort of pointing them into the right directions, or in some cases with certain food banks, they're actually sitting with families and helping them start that online application process.
That's really good and very kind of them indeed. Where do parents first hear of this? Is it the midwife that will be the first point of call of telling them about this?
Yes, it will. It's generally the midwife that is the first person to inform you, and especially with the vitamins, because the midwife will generally provide you with your first Healthy Start vitamins. Also, in some cases, it's the health visitor. And then to actually get further your remaining vitamins, then they would need to be collected generally every 8 weeks at one of your local distribution centres. Mm-hmm. And if people want it, this is within Birmingham. If people want to know where their nearest distribution centre is, Birmingham has we have a Healthy Start vitamin postcode finder. Mm-hmm. And you enter your postcode and it gives you a radius of 3, 6 or 9 miles to your local distribution site. So to access that, you would just go onto www.birmingham.gov.uk/Healthy Start. And it's as simple as that. You pop your postcode in. But generally, the first point of contact would be one of the health professionals.
Wonderful. We will leave those details with the Unity FM managers. So if anybody do ring in, that they have those details of where to go and how to register and log in to this scheme. Why do you think it's important for mothers, for babies, to have vitamins? Why are we having this scheme in general? You know, are we not eating enough good, proper fruit and vegetables? How will it boost the babies and the children's health to come? You know, what kind of, and I know I'm putting you a bit on the spot here, but there's been a lot of research done into this, if it is a national scheme and the government putting all this effort into it. Because I'm sure in lots of countries they don't have this. So are we worse here in the UK at kind of accessing and eating fresh vegetables, or is it the cost of living, or you know, is it something new, or is it something that's been going on for a while?
Oh no, it's been going on for some time. It's been going on since about 2009. We know that I think it was around 8% of children under 5 in the UK don't have enough vitamin A in their diet. And it's well known that families in lower income tend to have less vitamin C. And to be honest, all pregnant women and breastfeeding women and children are at risk of vitamin D. In fact, all of us are at risk of vitamin D deficiency. So we all should be taking some additional vitamin D. And this is our way of helping towards the development and the growth of healthy bones, healthy teeth, the immune system. So, you know, it's a small part, because the healthy diet is important, but access to the fruit, the vegetables and the milk. So that's why this scheme is supporting that process of having a healthy diet and well-balanced diet.
Yes, you know, I'm looking back at my own childhood and the amount of milk that we drank and still drink as an Irish people. I think people look at us still having milk with our dinner and things like that rather than water. But all of these things help indeed for, as you say, strong bones. And it's not always the children, like it's when you get older as well. Yeah. You need to have this for when you get older, yeah.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's a combination of healthy diet, healthy eating, having a well-balanced diet, but also being active. You know, we need to, you know, the body needs to be mobilized, and that's not necessarily going to the gym. That's being active generally. That's, you know, with families, you can't all, sometimes it's not possible to take all the children to the park or go down. So playing in the back garden, just playing simple games, you know, keeps the whole family active. Also, you know, helps to improve communication and you know, develop relationships.
Definitely, indeed, it is really good for all of this, and we need to be looking at all of it to help it. So, listeners, you know, please pass on this message that we're trying to do this evening and get that message across to you for eating healthy and being healthy, because when we're active like this and eating healthier, we're sleeping better. That means our brain is doing better. We're probably able to study or work better, indeed, inshallah, if we're continuing to have this good diet and this good environment around us. Do you think, educate people as well? And I know we'll come back to the scheme in a bit and how to apply, but just these things are on my mind, because this morning I was seeing something on TV about parsnips, because seemingly they're quite cheap at the moment. And what I learned today from this TV program was that after some snow, they're actually even sweeter than they were previous. And they were putting them into cakes and doing lots of different dishes with parsnips, which was really a great eye-opener for me to see and I like parsnips. parsnips, but to see them used in different ways. Do you think we need to educate people in general about vegetables and the importance of vegetables? Because we, a lot of people, if they don't see them being grown and see them, and children as well, often children think milk comes from the shop rather than from the cow, and vegetables the same. How can we change that around?
I think there's some good work happening at the moment. I know one of our team in public health, the food team, they've got they've been working with lots of partners and developing recipes, healthy recipes, cheap recipes, but also fun recipes that the whole family can be involved with, and as well as being nutritional balanced. But yeah, I think food now is exciting, and I think we need to share that with families, that it doesn't have to be restricted to certain sort of groups. I mean, you took the parsnips. The one that came to mind when you said that was carrot cake, and which is beautiful. But there's lots of ways you can use vegetables and fruit in recipes. And if you go into the council website, then you'd be able to have there's an app called Whisk, and there's lots and lots of different types of recipes for different cultures, for vegetarians, vegans, and recipes on a budget, which is also at this time is really important.
It is indeed. And, it doesn't take that much time to cook up something fresh. And it's something that the whole family can enjoy and come together, which tastes much better than buying something frozen and still having to cook up that frozen thing that is frozen. I don't actually know what really goes into it. It would be great to use all our fresh products, to go to our local markets or go to the local shops or wherever it is that we can buy those lovely vegetables that are on display and look so inviting indeed, and get the kids involved in doing these things. And what was impressive today is actually even the peel of the parsnips. They put it on top of the pie and mixed it and put it on top of the pie, and it looked really lovely when it came out indeed. So there are lots of great ideas, and I'm sure these recipes are all on the council website or on this app that you have. Just people need to know about it. So if you're listening in, please do go and have a look at that and let us know what your favorite vegetable recipe is also, inshallah. Kathy, as we have about another few minutes before we go to our commercial break, and we're talking, of course, let us remind our listeners what we're talking about, that this wonderful opportunity for people to apply for funds, that they can get things for free and vitamins for free, as well as the vegetables, the milk and fruit, indeed, that you were mentioning about earlier on. So you were talking about eligibility there of people, and that they were on benefits. Can we just revise that again as we're going into commercial break, of who is eligible and how could they apply?
Yeah. Well, to be eligible, you need to be more than 10 weeks pregnant, or have at least one child under 4. As well as that, you must be claiming benefits. So, for example, universal credit, income support, child tax credit. Also, if you're 18 and pregnant, you'd be eligible regardless of whether you claim benefits or not. And to apply, what you need to do is, if you're unsure whether you think you could be eligible, there is a Healthy Start eligibility calculator. That will ask you 5 simple yes and no questions and takes about 2 minutes to complete. So if you want to access that, just type in Healthy Start eligibility calculator in Google and it'll bring it up. And if you are eligible, at the end of those questions, it automatically takes you to the Healthy Start website registration form for you to complete. But if you feel that you are eligible, you can go straight to the Healthy Start website and complete the online form. There is also a telephone translation service available, and you can complete your application form by phone using that. You just need to phone, obviously tell them which language and interpreter you would like, and they generally call you back, and then they ask you to call back, and the phone number for that service would be 0300 330 7010, and you would generally and it's selection 3, option 3.
Option 3, brilliant, listeners. We'll repeat this. Thank you, Kathy. We'll repeat this message again and those phone numbers after the break. We're actually just going into a commercial break.
Following is a repeat show that was previously broadcast on Unity FM.
Assalamu alaikum and welcome back to Unity FM, to Parenting Hour on Unity FM 93.5 here in the West Midlands and 105.1 on Inspire FM. We are live this evening and we're available for your phone calls on 0121 772 8892. Please do ring in. Please do join in the conversation as we are talking about Healthy Start. It's a healthy start for us all. I know we're focusing a lot this evening on babies and pregnant moms and dads and families in getting it healthy from the beginning. However, we all need to live a healthy life. And with Ramadan just starting now and making new resolutions, maybe one of our new resolutions could be to eat better, be more healthier, and what we need to do to actually do that. I have with me Kathleen, who is from Birmingham Public Health, and she is working on this project of Healthy Start, and getting the information out of who is eligible for it and how you can apply, as we were talking before the break, Kathy, about that. Mm. And it's amazing that not everybody's applying for this. I know your percentage rates are brilliant, that you said you had 67 or 68% applying, I think you said, for this program. Mm-hmm. However, I wonder what's happening to the other 32%. Yes, maths, had to do a quick maths calculation there, and how they don't know about this or what's preventing them from doing it. You mentioned that there was a change in the system last year, so it could be due to that. And if that did affect somebody and they were registered before, do they need to re-register now again?
Absolutely, yes, they do. And I think that's where we may have lost some people, because either they haven't received the information, though everyone who was previously registered should have received a letter, but that doesn't mean everybody's ready to. And most frontline services and health professionals, and we've had the promotional campaign raising awareness of this, but there will always be people who slip through those gaps. And I do believe that there are people out there who are not aware that they're still eligible and that they need to register online.
Mm-hmm. And you mentioned it's not a difficult process, but it may be that they don't have access to online, and it could be quite difficult for them to do it if they don't. Are libraries as well as the health professionals helping out in this?
Yeah, I've spoken with the libraries and they're more than happy for people to go and obviously use the computers. Mm-hmm. As I said, children's centres, early years teams, and food banks. And some of religious organisations have offered that help as well. And they're having almost like drop-in sessions. Mm-hmm. that families can go in and get some support in actually completing the application process.
Great. That sounds really good. Can you just remind us again of the application process?
Yeah. What you need to do is, as I say, if you're not sure and you need to check if you are eligible, then you can use the Healthy Start eligibility calculator. And that's just a couple of questions, 5 questions, yes or no answers. And if you are eligible, it takes you directly to the Healthy Start website. So you can just go onto Google and type in Healthy Start eligibility calculator. Or if you think you are eligible, go directly to the Healthy Start website and complete the application form, and that will take you through the whole process. If you need translation, there is a telephone translation service that is available, and you can access them by calling 0300 330 7010 and select option 3. So those are in a few occasions you may be asked to for a paper application form, and that is mainly women who are under 18. So, yeah. So once you've once you've registered, what you will do is you will receive a Healthy Start card. It's much like a credit card, and you'll receive that by post. The card will come with the first payment on it, and then money will be automatically added to the card every 4 weeks. So like any other credit card, you need to activate the card before you can use it in the shop. And to do that, you ring the telephone number that I said. Well, no, beg your pardon. It's a different telephone number. And the telephone number is 0300 330 2090. And you would press option 1 for that one. And on that phone number, you can also check your balance of your card. So you can check your balance before you go shopping. And if you lose your card, you can use that number to inform them that you've lost your card. And then the Healthy Start card can then be used in any shop that sells fruit, vegetables, milk, and accepts MasterCard. And if you're not sure if they accept MasterCard, then you can ask one of the assistants, but quite often it's on the door. As you walk into the shop, it'll say that it accepts MasterCards, and most shops do. So that means that you're able to use that card in supermarkets, your local shops, pharmacies, even petrol stations. So it makes it more accessible. It also, because it's a card, it takes away the stigma of whereas previously it used to be paper vouchers, and that was feedback that some of the families had said they felt embarrassed handing over the paper vouchers, whereas this is a credit card, and it could just be swiped contactless. So nobody needs to know.
Excellent. That is really good in considering families indeed. And I'm just looking it up here, and it says that it can fresh and frozen and tins, fruits and vegetables, fresh and dried, tin pulses, formula. So there's a lot there.
It's not just fresh fruit; it's frozen fruits or vegetables, dried, your tin of beans, tin of potatoes, fresh potatoes, frozen potatoes, includes all the pulses. And then you include your milk, and if you have formula milk, only the first stage formula milk, it includes that as well.
Great. So a lot of information there, and lots of valuable money that people are missing out on. And it may be because, as you said, that when the system were changed and letters were sent out, but people didn't read them, or people moved to a different address and didn't those letters, or they don't have the language skills to read it in the first place. And I'm wondering, how can we get this information out to people like that, to people that maybe don't have the language skills, don't have the don't know what they're eligible to and have missed out on this?
Well, I mean, that's where a lot of the frontline services have been really supportive in the scheme, and they've all done a lot of work helping us to raise awareness. But that's where I suppose your audience comes in. If there's sort of locations, if there's communities, if there's meetings that they think would be a great place to promote this, then let us know, or, promote it yourself. Word of mouth is one of the greatest ways of passing information. So, and it's usually trusted. If it's a family member, it's a friend, you trust that information. So, you'll be helping families with this scheme. But yeah, I mean, I'm open to ideas. I don't have any problems with people contacting me if they think, oh, have you thought about this? Have you thought about that? And that's why we're asking, that's why we're reaching out to communities to, you tell us what we need to do. If it's possible, I mean, obviously not everything is possible, but if it is, we will certainly try.
It sounds really good. And listeners, you're hearing about it here this evening on Unity FM on Parenting Hour. It could be one of your pre-Ramadan quests, actually. Why wait for Ramadan to get all those rewards? Why don't you start now, preparing for it, and send that message out to friends and family? Have you heard about this? Have you heard about Early Start? Have you Googled, like what I actually Googled it? It was quite simple to Google and get the information. And it's there in front of you then, and you can apply for this card, which is a much better system than vouchers. And I'm glad you've changed to that. I wonder, do some of our listeners and some people think that can you withdraw money from an ATM using this Healthy Start card?
No. Unfortunately, you can't withdraw money, and you can't have cash back either if you use the card at a retailer. The other thing that you can't do with the card is you can't buy shopping online. So that helps actually the local economy as well, because it means your local stores are getting that investment from people using that money as well. So, it helps communities in a bigger way than just families. People have to earn a living. So it's helping the economy of the communities as well.
So it could be your local fruit and vegetable. Yeah. It doesn't have to be one of those big supermarkets,
No, it could be your corner shop. It could be the market stalls. You could be nipping to the local sort of petrol station to get some milk. As simple as that. So, and if you want to know what your balance is, then you just go as you would to any other credit card. You use the ATM, put your password in, your code, and it might be an idea to just check your balance each time you go shopping so that there's enough money on the card, so you're not left in that position where you haven't got enough money. And sometimes people, what they will do is they will split the payments, so you could use the Healthy Start for the first part of the shopping. And you've got, I don't know, say, for example, £20, it's going to pay for that. And then you put the rest of the shopping through on either cash or another card. So that's another way of using the cards. But no, you don't get cash. You can't claim cash back.
Sounds really, really good, and I'm surprised that not 100% of people are accessing this information. Indeed, especially we're all going through strains at the moment with electricity prices and the cost of everything going up. Any penny is important indeed, and as they say, look after the pennies and the pounds will look after themselves. So it would be really useful for, especially a newborn in the house where you're trying to look for nappies and washing powder, etc., for them.
Yeah, and it's it's to encourage people to buy fruit and vegetables as well with the card. Like you said, with Ramadan, it'd be nice for people during Ramadan to maybe take that opportunity to use vegetables in or fruit in making smoothies, buy all your fruit and use them for smoothies, veggie burgers or vegetable dips, something nice and quick and easy. People are imaginative. People can be very imaginative with their food and how we can incorporate the fruits and vegetables into our day-to-day life. And I think that's really important. And the more that you will do that, the more it becomes natural and routine. And it's with families, it's not just yourself, but you're the role models for your children. So the habits you have, they will inherit. So you're teaching them good habits for the future in the attitude towards food and different types of food.
And what a wonderful time to start as we do come into Ramadan, actually, to start making that as a habit that will become a routine, inshallah, after Ramadan, to get our children more interested in fruit and veg. And I know sometimes some children don't like fruit and veg, or all different types of fruit and veg, and they can be picky and choosy. But you can actually introduce it. A smoothie is a really great way, or a soup or something, or some way of getting that into them, because they do need it. We all need those vitamins, for strong bones and look after our own health and our immune system. With so many colds and flus going around at the moment as well, it really will help us boost our immune system.
Yeah, absolutely. And especially this time when, we've just come through COVID, we've just come through a pandemic, and everybody's trying to rebuild their sort of strength in their bodies and their overall health. And let's make the start now rather than say we'll do it tomorrow. It's not about dieting, it's about a healthy attitude to food. For those people that have cars, you wouldn't put bad fuel into a car and expect it to run. You put your petrol or your diesel into a car, you take it out for a run because it needs the wheels to be maintained to keep the car maintenance. Do something similar to your body, put healthy food into your body, keep it mobile, and your body will reward you with.
Yes, that's really good. And as I often say on this show, parents, be proactive and not reactive. So, it's too late when we are having those colds and flus, although it's never too late to start changing your diet, but be proactive now. Start off now. Ramadan coming next week. Make a Ramadan resolution. I'm going to be healthier. I'm going to eat better. I'm going to look after my children and encourage them to eat better, and bring in different foods and finger foods that children like indeed to experiment with. It would be really good. If a parent is listening here and maybe they've heard about this, so who would they contact if they were having, problems maybe issuing the card? They might have. I know I've been trying to do something online yesterday and it was really driving me crazy. It went on and on and on. This website just wouldn't go any further than number 3 of a 4 column, across the board, where you're trying to go through one different stages. So, and it's very frustrating. So if something like this happens, who do they contact?
Well, I mean, the national team are the contacts. They're split into generally 3 different sections. So if you have any card queries, you could telephone 0300 330 2090, and they're open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. But if it's general queries, then you can either email them, and that's healthy.start@nhbsa.nhs.uk, or you can telephone them on 0300 330 7010. and that's they're only open Monday to Friday. And then there's, as I said, there's the translation support. So if you feel you need the translation support, then you phone 0300 330 7010, and that's a Monday to Friday access as well.
Great. That's a lot of information. And I don't know, listeners, do you think you need something else? Do you need other information? Do you need a leaflet? Do you need a voiceover? Do you need some advertisements on Unity FM? What else would make you make sure that you would apply for this and that would get the message across to those 32% of people that are not applying? Let us know, let the studio know, ring in and tell us, give us those ideas, please, because they're very precious ideas that you have. And the number again is 0121 772 8892 to pass on that information, because working together, we'll have a better community together indeed, and a better society. All of us can benefit from that, which will be great for not just us, but for our children and for our grandchildren, etc. So it's really important that we eat healthy. I think we've got across that message this evening, and we're hoping that Ramadan now will help people to think of their diet and eat healthy. I think a lot of people do eat healthier in Ramadan because we have that communal breakfast in the evening time, everybody coming together and eating and enjoying that meal. However, there's not an awful lot of time. That's what I find, is trying to find the time to get in that fruit and veg, or especially that fruit, because we can get the veg in with the meal, but that fruit in through that evening and nighttime. Do you have any suggestions for that? What can we do? Of course, children are not fasting, so maybe, parents could get that fruit in during the day with the children.
Yeah, I mean, it's sort of, I'm trying to think now. Yeah, I mean, I suppose smoothies are one of the easiest ones. But yeah, I mean, chopped up fruit, pre-prepare maybe fruit salads, so they're in the fridge, so that as a snack, they can take their fruit that way. When children come home from school, the first thing they want is, I want something to eat. So if you've got prepared dishes there that they can just sort of grab, then that they're more likely to do that. My mind's gone blank now.
And that's really
making it fun, making it, letting them prepare some of the dishes themselves, the fruit dishes themselves.
That's really good ideas indeed to have it prepared, because it can, at that time of the evening when they're coming home, 3:30, 4 o'clock, you're already fasted a long day. You've already done 12 hours or whatever of your fast. You might be really feeling drained yourself, and it's not just the fasting, of course, the extra praying and staying up late and doing all your requirements, that it's very easy to be short fused. But pre-preparing something actually and having it ready in the fridge in a little plastic bag or a little tub could help, and it's helping those children to have those fruit and veg.
Yeah, and even things like making ice lolls out of fruit, and or fruit juices. Don't forget, fruit juice is also a form of vitamin C. That's one of your 5 a day. And it's sort of I suppose it has to be easy and quick, because we all live such busy lives. But I'm sure children would have great fun making their own ice lolls and then freezing them, and they're more likely to pop into the freezer and eat them themselves then, if they've been involved in the making process, preparing.
It sounds really, really good indeed. I know we didn't answer a question that I have for you around Healthy Start vitamins. Yeah. And how do I get them? So maybe you can explain that to us about Healthy Start vitamins.
Yeah. Well, as we said before, that the Healthy Start vitamins, we all need them for they're essential nutrients for growth and development. And in Birmingham is slightly different to many other cities is because Birmingham offers what we call a universal offer. So what that means is Healthy Start vitamins are free to all pregnant women, breastfeeding mothers, and children under 4, regardless of whether you're on benefits or not. So if you're pregnant, breastfeeding, or have children under 4, regardless of whether you claim benefits, you're entitled to Healthy Start vitamins. And as I said before, the where you can find your Healthy Start vitamins are either your midwives, your health visitors, children's centres. And the Healthy Start vitamins are collected every 8 weeks. And to find your local Healthy Start vitamin distribution centre, if you go on to the Birmingham web page, which is www.birmingham.gov.uk/Healthy Start, and on there we have a postcode finder that you just enter your postcode in, and it'll give you a radius of either 3, 6 or 9 miles. So it could be where you live or where you work or visiting families. If it's somewhere that you're going on a regular basis, then go onto our website.
Brilliant. And we're just ending the show. Go so quickly here. And we've got 30 seconds left. Just to mention that calculator again, that website is?
For the calculator.
Yeah.
To see if you're eligible. That it's the Healthy Start eligibility calculator. And
where would they go for more information?
You can go on to the website, the Healthy Start website, or Birmingham City Council website. We have all this information on Healthy Start.
Thank you so much, Kathy. You've been so informative.